Hey guys, Sane Outlaw here. Today is Saturday, April 5th, 2025, and boy, are these streets on fire! As usual, right? On YouTube and Xland. Whew. Alright, bear with me, guys. Obviously, this isn't the type of video I normally do. I'm old, I don't do this stuff. I'm also a bit under the weather, so I'm gonna sound nasally and really deep like I had a rough night, but I just have a little bit of a thing going on. Anyways, get to it. So obviously Terry Lynn has been back out here, right? So Terry Lynn, she was a searcher, local searcher early on in the Sebastian Rogers missing teen from Hendersonville, Tennessee case. Okay. So she was a local searcher early on and she was involved, and then she stepped back or I don't know, just kind of maybe fell out of the algorithm a little bit. Maybe she did take a bit of a break, I think I heard. But I never really watched the lives. They were just too long for me, just as like a side note, in terms of Terry Lynn's, content. So guys, my brain, my brain works crazy. So another thing to bear with me, please. I will try to make it as clear as possible, okay? Nowhere near as these professionals out here, I promise you. But I just had a little kind of nothing big, nothing major, but a bit of a light bulb moment. And it's kind of simple, but I just wanted to share it. And I think maybe kind of we're wondering why all of this now and why Terry Lynn's come out and why also Hong from X, Hong Z, Hong at Night, Hong BFF, Hong Who Wants to Be, all of our BFFs, has come out recently, right? And has basically trashed Terry Lynn. So we're all kind of wondering why and why now, right? Well, I think it's just this easy, guys. So Terry Lynn admitted on panel last night, right? She was on Queen Bee. I believe she popped on Cluminati. It's all kind of a bit of a haze, honestly. I should go back and watch, but it was late at night. I'm not usually up that late. And I was chatting in the chats. But I just don't remember. You know what I mean? It's like kind of runs together. And Chris Profit was on the panel too, right? Cluminati was up there. So I do remember it being on Queen Bees. And I do remember that conversation. She did admit that she did quietly, but she did admit that she did sign a NDA with, she didn't say who. So we can assume it would be at night, right? But then she said that she doesn't know who Hong is. She said it kind of under her breath. Like she doesn't know who he is, but he's posting about her on X and he's posting some pretty crazy stuff, right? As Hong does. He has done about many people. And Terry Lynn wants to come out and clear it up. Totally get that. However, if we remember the whole Lady Freedom, Gracie's Gavel, Little Red business, like they're still out here, right, guys? Like they're in green team chats, like they're green team, creator supporters, and they're still out here and they're mods of Terry Lynn's. So, so yeah, I mean, we remember that, right? When it came out with the whole photo overlay business and they created the image, in my opinion, of Chris Proudfoot. And they were fighting over who got credit. Justin Clutch My Pearls was involved. BHB was involved. Green team people, correct? But they're mods of Terry Lynn's. At that time was all the mole business, right? All the business with the mole, and Ethan was releasing on X, and Rochette's dog. And so now Hong is saying that Terry Lynn, or we can assume that Hong is alleging that Terry Lynn, or asking if Terry Lynn has hurt Sebastian some kind of way. Basically, has ran over. And also knows UA Crimson Tide. So Hong is also saying that, and Terry Lynn is coming out and correcting it and saying she doesn't know UA, hasn't known UA. She said under her breath she doesn't know Hong, but signed an NDA with what we assume would be At Night, but doesn't know Hong and didn't know UA. Okay, and all this photo overlay business, the mods of her channel, and at that time was the mole business. So obviously, Hong thinks Terry Lynn is the mole. And that's why he's out here trashing her. He probably doesn't have evidence exactly, so he's feeling it out or trying to convict her via public opinion, which is, in my opinion, what At Night's role is. Okay? So that's what I think is happening. So I just think that Hong thinks Terry Lynn is the mole and was the mole in the group chats, right? There were these group chats on, I don't know, Signal, WhatsApp, one of these third-party things. And it exposed some green team information, exposed apparently Seth Rogers, father of Sebastian Rogers, exposed BHB, exposed Nick, it exposed, all these people, right? Tony and Terry Lynn was in there. I recall that part. So I believe they think that Terry Lynn is just the mole. That's all. That's it. As I believe Queen would say. So, bye.